Hitting us right now. We have seen downpours across much of our area. Tens of thousands of people are in the dark. A flash flood warning just flashed across our phones moments ago. We've received reports of damage from all corners of the Triad, starting in Summerfield. The storm got the best of this 100-year-old tree. It fell onto a home there. The tree split and fell across the yard. Here's some tree damage in High Point. The tree landed on top of the roof of this porch. A woman was inside when it happened, but she was not hurt. Somehow the house wasn't damaged much either. All of this damage is causing widespread power outages, though. The numbers just keep climbing. More than 70,000 homes and businesses in our area are without power. Guilford has been hit the hardest with more than 34,000. Forsyth and Alamance each have more than 10,000 outages. And those outages are making for some dicey road conditions. Traffic signals were out along Old Oak Ridge and Summerfield, along with several other locations. If you see one of these, you've got to treat it as a four-way stop. In general, you might want to avoid going out altogether. Here's a live look at I-40 at Gallimore Dairy Road in Greensboro. Heavy rainfall is making for some slick conditions and also impacting visibility. The storm has closed roads all over the place. Randolph County, for example, says it's responding to more than 60 closures, and it could get even worse. Tim, we've still got several hours of this to go.
Chad, I really hate to hear that last bullet point, 60 closures in one county. That means you've got a lot of things blocking the road, whether it be power lines, down trees. That's what we've been seeing over the last couple of hours. And, you know, the last few days we tried to kind of sound that alarm responsively, but this is kind of what we were afraid of. Part of the reason this storm got stronger is that it came ashore very close to home. A lot of us go to the beach down in Myrtle or Wilmington. You know, it's not that far of a drive. So there's not as much of a time for this storm to weaken. Several days ago, it looked like it would come up the Gulf and we'd have a long time for that storm to get a lot weaker. That has not been the case, so it's been adjusted. Now, at this point, Ian no longer considered a tropical system, but it's a strong one. Still have winds at 60 miles per hour near the storm center, and a wide view can kind of help tell the story a little better. Remember, it ran across Florida from Fort Myers to Cape Canaveral, came out here, and now it's kind of made a beeline back into the Carolinas. So we're feeling the brunt of it right now, and if you're spooked, you're scared of the winds, I get it. It's not nice outside right now, but we have only a few more hours of the worst of it. Still going to be windy when you wake up tomorrow, but not like this, okay? Not quite like this. Winds are still strong, as we said. There's the back edge of the rain that's developing. The latest stats are at 60 miles per hour. The storm has actually picked up speed. It's moving north at 15 miles per hour. Maybe not as fast as we'd like, but it's chugging right along. Now, here's the part of the storm that used to be that spinning center. It's right here near Chatham County at the moment, Wake County too. I just checked Wake County. They have 91,000 people without power. It's a lot. And we're going to continue to see this kind of get a little worse before it gets better. It's a solid wall of rain right now, so not a shock that your phone buzzed earlier for this. It's a flash flood warning, including pretty much the whole Triad. We have Forsyth, Davidson, Randolph, Guilford, Alamance included, also Orange County over to Chatham as well. That just means we've had a lot of rain, and there could be flooding that develops because we have a lot more rain on the way. Now, here's what I was mentioning briefly before. That's the back edge of the rainfall. Once this rotates north, and I think it happens by about 11 o'clock to midnight, we'll start to see our rain calming down a little bit. There's a lot of dry air wrapping into this system. This is not how most hurricanes look. That's why we're calling it more extratropical, or kind of like a nor'easter at this point. You have all this cold, dry air going into the system. It's chilly out there. You've been outside. It's not warm at the moment. So far, rain totals look like this, 1 to close to 2 inches. That's manageable for most of us, but with an additional inch on the way, there could be some flooding that develops. This will not be a problem for you if you don't go out on the roads later on tonight, because it'll subside by the morning. I want to step out of the way briefly just so you can watch this. This has been shaking quite a bit tonight. Our Winston-Salem camera is located on top of the Winston Tower, which is about 500 feet tall. It makes it a little bit more susceptible to higher winds, but the winds have been strong everywhere. What I'm showing you right now, they're not wind gusts. These are sustained winds right here at about 20 to 30 miles per hour. That is very, very steady wind. And we're actually seeing the gusts be a lot higher than that. Yesterday we told you gusts would be 35 to 50 miles per hour for a big chunk of the day. That's what we're exactly seeing at this time. That's our first gust over 50 miles per hour. It happened at PTI Airport just a couple of minutes ago. But in Winston-Salem and Burlington and Asheboro, you've been really dealing with the worst of it now for several hours. This started around 6 o'clock, and since then we've really just seen those power outages kind of accumulate and get worse and worse as it goes along. Maximum speeds we've seen today looked like that. So when does it all end? That's what we want to know. When does it get out of here? Well, let's talk about that timeline. From right now at 9 p.m., we'll slowly start to see improvement. This here is about midnight to 1 a.m. So to be a little bit better at that point. Still going to be noisy. You're still going to hear the rain slapping against the window, and you'll hear those trees kind of rustling, but it'll be better than it is right now. That's 1 a.m. Here's 4 a.m. Notice still very gusty, but 30-mile-per-hour winds are a little bit more normal around here. We can handle that a bit better than we can 50, and throughout the day tomorrow it'll stay breezy, but it improves. Rain, same idea. So as I said, we already looked on the radar and saw that back edge. That actually might be a little bit ahead of schedule. So I think by after midnight, we're starting to see the rain taper off a little bit as well. But that wind, the real pesky wind that's creating all these power outages, that should be improving a little bit after midnight. I mentioned how chilly it is. We're in the 50s here, and they're seeing 50s. It's very rare you get a landfall hurricane and then it's cold outside. That is not usual, not normal anyway. Last time I can remember that was with Hurricane Matthew back in 2016. That was in October, a little farther along than we are right now. The system blows by us tomorrow, and I know earlier in the week, Saturday and Sunday looked like a bad day of weather. Now it's not so bad. Mostly cloudy, sure, damp maybe with a couple scattered showers, but nothing severe. So there's no reason to be afraid of the weather for your Saturday or for Sunday. Things should be getting a bit better. And here's your timeline for tomorrow. I think wind gusts for Saturday, they're in that 20 to 30 mile per hour range rather than what we're dealing with right now. It's still cold outside too, by the way. 50s through lunchtime, topping out only in the low 60s. We'll see scattered showers most likely in the morning, then kind of just mostly cloudy to finish off that day. I think Sunday is in the same situation as Saturday is, another mostly cloudy kind of a weather day, with a scattered shower here or there. Monday, can't rule out a shower, but overall, we'll start to see that sunshine again next week. And that'll be a sight for sore eyes because we have a lot of cloudy weather on the way. Be safe over the next couple of hours. We're going to be here with you with more updates. Of course, you can count on us for WFMY News 2 at 11 o'clock as well as we continue to track Ian moving through the Triad.
Ben Briscoe here with a look at where the storm is right now from your social media post. If you're watching this, you probably haven't been outside. Good, you're staying safe. But take a look right here in Greensboro, what it's like right now. This was posted just a couple of minutes ago. The wind really gusting out there, but it looks like the rain is kind of not a factor right now in Greensboro at that point. But there are a whole lot of hazards. It's a good thing you're staying inside. Randolph County EMS says more than 60 road closures in Randolph County alone. Look at this. Travel is dangerous. Stay away if you can. Tim Buckley actually saw this outside our studio a little bit ago. He said it looked like a transformer blowing because of that blue hue in the sky. That is not lightning because we are not dealing with lightning from this storm. So it could easily be a transformer like Tim said. Tanya Rivera, our own Tanya Rivera, posted this of Kona, her little puppy sitting inside wondering what we are all wondering. The rain stops when? Hopefully soon. We're going to be here throughout the whole storm with you tonight, riding through with you, giving you everything you need to know, including this right here, the threat of down trees. That is the biggest threat right now because those down trees like this one right before sunset can help knock out power lines and take out your power like it did in Wendover today. That has since been cleaned up. There are still a whole lot of folks without power at the moment. Again, we're going to monitor it all. You can also get the most accurate weather updates from the most accurate weather team in the Triad just by downloading the WFMY News 2 app and always on WFMYnews2.com.